Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along today. Love your questions, love your comments, keep them coming. Entertainment only. Yes, it's a bit of a cloudy, sunny, rainy, windy day today, so do apologise if the light changes on you. Okay, what I want to have a look at, one of my lovely viewers asked me to have a look about how Bannon is going in jail. I must admit, after yesterday's really heavy readings, when I flipped the page and I saw that that was next on my list, it just felt so petty in comparison. But still something of interest because he was a key player in the far right movement and possibly still is, although he's not going to get out of. He's in for 4 months, so he won't be out. Be a couple of days before the election, but apparently what's happening is that the 4 months while he's in jail, the podcast is still going because apparently he pre-recorded 4 months worth of podcasts. But very interestingly, there's been so much change that is it still relevant? Very possibly not. So, interestingly enough, well, to save you having to do so, I popped on to Trump on Untruth Social. You can have a look, just Trump on Truth Social, although I call it Untruth Social. You can pop over and have a look without having to sign up or register or anything like that. And he is turning vehemently on Fox, absolutely flaying Fox alive. So can't say I'm disappointed in that. But let's have a look. I just want to do the energies of Bannon and jail. Now, a few of you have brought up being worried about the threat of violence and civil war. I'm just going to put it out there that yes, there will be pockets of violence, as there will be a certain element that cannot accept the election result because they have pinned their entire life, their personality, their soul, their friends and families to the Trump wagon. And when they find that that Trump wagon has gone off the rails and into the ditch, it will be incredibly difficult for a certain element to come to terms with that. So all I can suggest is prior to the election, please stock pantries and don't go out unless you absolutely have to for the week or so after the election, if you can help it. I do get my Roger Stone video I got several weeks back, pop Stone in the search, the magnifying glass search option if you want to, that yes, there are shenanigans about not certifying votes in some of the deep red states. But I do see that they won't succeed. It'll go through some legal argy-bargy back and forth and it won't succeed. But I want to have a look at Bannon in jail. Show me Steve Bannon. Just an energies reading. Really couldn't give much of a rat's backside about him. But let's have a look. Steve Bannon in jail doing an energies reading. Come on down. Let's have a look. Knight of Wands, yeah, he's still broadcasting his vitriol rhetoric, etc., his explosive messaging from, well, he's in jail, but he's pre-recorded it, I gather, and so someone must have been hitting the play button or he's scheduled it or something along those lines. But yeah, he's continuing along with his volatile messaging. However, second signifier card, for me, it's never the victory card. Well, very rarely in one of my decks it may be, but this is more about being seen and heard with the message that they're putting out there. It's an uncomfortable message. But if you have a look at the figures in the background, they're turning away, they're turned off. It's almost like, well, first of all, he won't be up to date with what he's saying. There's been some really dramatic changes since he went into jail 4 weeks ago. But there's a turning off away from the message that he's spewing out there. Okay, what's happening in the background? The moon card, just lunacy. Lunacy, just swamp creatures coming out, following the path, but the moon's looking down on it. So they are, his lunacy and his swampiness is being exposed. And we've got then the Two of Pentacles, the money, the health. Yeah, maybe he's having a few health issues, having to dry out in jail. But I also do feel that he's not getting the money come in. People aren't clicking on the YouTube podcast or whatever. So the money has slowed up significantly for him while he's not there. Okay, coming out of the moon card, judgment, a collective awakening, an awakening to what he's spewing forth. One can only hope, but yeah, it is like coming out of a slumber and wakening up in the face of this loud, bombastic carry-on messaging. Okay, his adored fans will still adore him. They will hang on to every word, even though what he's saying is being shown to be not accurate. But I do feel that there is an element that are falling away. If you look at the figures in the background there. We've got here the Guru. This is the Hierophant. I think he's still ranting on about Joe Biden on his podcast, is what I'm getting there, which is no longer relevant. Okay, thank you. Love that energy. Yeah, juggling, probably wishing he could change his podcasts, because I get the feeling I don't listen to it. I don't follow it at all. If you have or know anyone that has listened to it, I get the feeling that he's still ranting on about Joe Biden, and that is now past history. Okay, crowning the reading, finding himself naked and exposed in the podcasts. Yeah, full illumination. How's he actually feeling in prison? Look at the three major arcana here. I won't say he's had a come to Jesus moment, because I don't think he will. But I just feel more that he's finding himself exposed as the fraud that he is, and people are looking at him differently. So this is the karma hanging over him, and they're stopping, being paused, being stopped. This may even be him simply in jail, being paused and stopped. But I really feel this is more about how others are feeling towards him. The outcome for him, it's an end of a cycle, because the chaotic message that he's putting out there is going to be seen as, well, chaotic and burdensome. It's just too difficult to carry. Financially, he's going to be out in the cold. He's desperately trying to hang on to his relevance of lies and abuse and betrayal, etc. But it's very much, I'm going to say, self-sabotage. And again, you've got the figures walking away. So I think this is really, here's Biden and then Bannon. Things changed, and he's found himself out in the cold with his back up against the wall. We've got the ending card here. So I'm just going to say that Steve Bannon pre-recorded his podcast. He may desperately be trying to get somebody to schedule them for him. But it's just exposing the craziness, because whom he's going to be attacking on his podcasts is no longer who he needs to be attacking. And it's going to end up in followers falling away, money ending, and by the time he gets out, not terribly good, assuming he even gets out, because he's got another sentencing coming up. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Stevie Three Shirts, couldn't give a rat's backside about him. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.